Howdy, howdy, you guys. This is Shane and Lori Kreitz, and we are coming to you from our backyard. Tonight, Shane and I are going two separate directions. We both have a mixer that we're helping with, and so instead of doing a Team Legacy recognition call tonight, we're going to do our Team Legacy video right now. So this is kind of fun. I think we've done this once before, and so here we go again. So to begin with, I am one of the things that I really want to do is Shane and I, when we walked out of uh, Success School this year, we really felt like we wanted to have a focus on our vision and on our mission. And so, just to keep on putting that mission in front of all of us as a team, this is our mission. The Team Legacy mission statement is to honor God to honor God by strengthening families all across America and creating a rich team environment for personal growth and leadership. So, welcome to the team. If you guys are brand new to Team Legacy, we're excited to have you as part of this team. And we have leaders all across this country that are changing lives one by one and 100 by 100. And it's just been incredible to team up with each one of you guys. So, welcome to the team. We're excited to watch you grow and make some really incredible things happen for your own life and your own family as a result of what you do with Advocare. So here's Shane.
All right. So one of the things that we do when we do team calls, we don't do them every pay period, but when we do, we like to recognize a few different things that people in the field that you guys are doing, and we begin by just taking note of kind of collectively what we've done as a team. And so I'm super pleased that in the middle or wrapping up the summer, and of course coming out of Success School, the momentum there, uh, you guys helped add 217 new preferred customers or distributors to the team, which is awesome. That means a lot of people are sharing what they're excited about with Advocare and talking about how it can add value. 17 people became advisors, so fantastic there. And so that's just sort of a status of things. I also, Lori and I don't keep perfect records of records. However, I believe that yesterday, if it didn't set a 1 day recruiting record, then it was very close. 32 people joined the team yesterday, so congratulations to all of you. It's fantastic. What a day! 32 people made a decision to do something better for their lives, either physically or financially, or in some cases both. So um, we also do some recognition when certain distributorships are meeting certain milestones. And the reason why we recognize these particular things is because Advocare statistically understands that when people are getting at least 3,000 in PGV, meaning all the volume, all the retail volume of people buying products from an advisor, who are either preferred customers, distributors, or maybe even retail customers, and then personal purchases count as well. But when that number is 3,000 in a pay period consistently, Advocare has been able to demonstrate by numbers that that is building a great foundation for what can be a long lasting income opportunity with Advocare, because lots of people are getting in that product pipeline. And we know that when people get on the products and they do it right and they get good follow up, then chances are they're going to stay on the products for a long time. With that being said, we had actually 8 distributorships that had over 3,000 this past pay period. And between 3 and 4,000, we have Cassandra Rodriguez, Alba Sainz, Veronica Perales, and Omar Guerra. I'm going to read the actual numbers for the top four. So in fourth place, Joe Ramirez had 3,945. Emilio Gonzalez Jr. had 4,089. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Let me back up for a second. Joe Ramirez had 4,360. Emilio Gonzalez Jr. had 4,972. Dacry Brooks had 5,149, and Erica Espinoza had 8,736. Now, many of you are building as a team, by the way, maybe a husband and a wife type situation. Our reports only show the first name. So just so I don't offend anybody, I only read the name that's on the report the way it is with our Advocare report. So, but congratulations, $8,736 to the Espinosa family in PGV. That's a lot of people getting out on Advocare and getting Advocare in their products. And to each and every one of you, congratulations on that. So that's one marker. Another marker is how many people are you as an advisor bringing into the pipeline as either a preferred customer or a distributor or distributor slash advisor. In other words, they're participating in a discount on products at least, and possibly the income side of AdvoCare. And so we like to recognize everybody who has two. That's the number that AdvoCare says if you have two or more a pay period, every pay period, then that, like having 3,000 PGV, is an indicator that you're probably building a solid foundation for a big AdvoCare income potentially down the road. So we can't recognize everybody on the team anymore with two. And on the I think our emails have everybody with three and above. But for purposes of this call and time's sake, today we're going to recognize the top four, because there was a four-way tie for first place, bringing in 6 people either to the preferred customer or distributor or advisor position or a combination thereof, were Eric Espinoza, Sandra Salceda, Omar Guerra, and Crystal Cantu. And we actually had 4 with 5. We had even more with 4, and lots with 3, and many with 2. So very, very awesome job getting people into the pipeline. So I'm now, oh, and I'm sorry, I almost forgot, we had 1 rookie bonus earner as well, earning a $500 rookie bonus. Get to spend that however you want. I believe that'll arrive by FedEx, and that is going to Hector Martinez. If you would like to earn $500 rookie bonus and you don't yet know how, we're not going to talk about the details of that on this call, but get with the person that's kind of coaching and mentoring you along, helping you do meetings or phone calls or whatever they're helping you do with your AdvoCare business, and ask them. And if you are a new advisor within 6 pay periods of becoming an advisor, then it is not too late. You still have a chance to do that. So congratulations, Hector. Way to set the pace, and I think that'll be a gift to other people that you bring into the AdvoCare business down the road that you may not even realize right now, but you having done it, it sort of opens up their mindset that you could help them do it too, and helps build some momentum. So great job, Hector. I'm going to turn it back over to Lori.
All right. So one of the things that we wanted to do, and this is something that we like to do every time we have either a team call or a team video, is to do just a little bit of a training nugget. And so we wanted to really focus today on the power of promotion, and what is promotion? How do you get someone to a mixer or a training or a business opportunity meeting or a nutritional workshop or whatever it is that you're trying to get them to, right? Because, it's one thing to help a family get started with the AdvoCare products, but really that's just the beginning of our help. Our goal is to take them through a pipeline. So if you can imagine a pipe, and moving that person through the pipeline, we want to help that person go from being a retail customer to a preferred customer to a distributor to an advisor. So that's one of the pipelines. One of the ways that we do that is by helping them go through the business opportunity pipeline as well, the success system pipeline. So the success system pipeline usually starts with, a 2-on-1 meeting or a 3-way call, and that moves into a mixer. So once we've gotten them to a 3-way call or on a 2-on-1 meeting, we want to bring them to a mixer. And then once we've had them at the mixer, we want to invite them again to come to a Saturday morning training or to a business opportunity meeting. And then once we've gotten them to that point, we want to help them get signed up for Ladies Alive or Success School or whatever it is that that's coming down the road, the big event coming down the road. And so we're always inviting. We find that in AdvoCare, we're always inviting. That's what we're doing. We're always inviting. So there are a couple tips that I wanted to share with you guys. First of all, you always want to tune into WIFM, right? It's kind of like a radio station, but it stands for What's in It for Me. So you always want to be thinking about what is in it for this prospect that I'm talking to, So for example, here's one. Shane and I, one of the people that we got started in the last couple of days, I guess we actually signed him up as a PC 2 days ago, is our gym owner. And so in just thinking about the discussions that he and I have had and that he and Shane have had, I'm thinking about I want to invite him to a mixer or our next business opportunity meeting. And so how am I going to get him there? So I need to be thinking about some of the comments that he has shared with me, and so some of the comments, especially with gym owners, a lot of times what you find is that they have such a huge heart for people, and and they really want to change people's lives. But on the flip side of that, there's not a whole lot of money in having, you know, one gym, because of the equipment, you know, costs and that kind of thing. And so he may be struggling, or any gym owner may be struggling a little bit, on the financial side of things at home. Or maybe, you know, maybe this gym owner wants to have his wife come home and be a stay-at-home mom, you know. And so thinking about some of the conversations that I've had with, the gym owner that we've recently gotten started, I'm going to use those things. I'm going to tune into his WIFM and say, hey, you know what? I was just thinking about you, because I do you remember how you mentioned that you're wanting to get your wife home from work? Well, I tell you what, we have an opportunity, and we have an event that's coming up in the next week or so, and it's on Thursday night at this time. You know, thinking about a specific event, and I would love for you to come and be my guest. You know, it may or may not be for you, but what I think you'll see is there are other gym owners in this area, and you're going to hear their stories about what's happening and what has happened to them. You're going to hear stories from other personal trainers and from other people who are in your same position that have had great success with Advocare. So I want you to come. How is your Thursday night? Is there any way that you can clear your schedule so that you can be with me on Thursday night, right? So we actually don't have an income opportunity meeting happening on Thursday night. But just in thinking about, you know, how do you get someone to the next major event? Those are some of the words that I use. And those are the things that I think about when I'm tuning into WIFM. What we do have coming up is we have a training coming up on Saturday, August 12th, which is next Saturday. It's a week from this Saturday. And so I really want you guys to be thinking about, you know, some of you guys helped 5, 6, you know, even 3 people get signed up. And so think about those guys, even if they're a preferred customer, if they've mentioned that down the road they may be interested in becoming a distributor, you know, or they may be interested in becoming an advisor, then I would get on the horn and call them and say, hey, listen, there is a training coming up on Saturday on the 12th, and I would love for you to be there. You know, you let them know that from your heart, it's important to you that they're there and that they come with you. Another thing that we've found is that when we invite someone, if we go and pick them up, the chances of them being there in the room with us is much better than if we just, you know, give them the address, right? And so, and the other thing, you guys, is that we always know that 50% of the people that tell us yes are actually going to show up. And so knowing that Advocare is a numbers game, we're always inviting and getting twice as many yeses as we really want. So if we want to have 5 warm bodies in the chair at a training on Saturday, we're going to make sure that we have 10 yeses at the training on Saturday. And, you know, that way, when somebody calls and says, hey, my kid's sick, I have to stay at home, you know, it's not a big deal. We can say, hey, that's all right. And then we call them back the next day and say, hey, you know, I missed you yesterday. I understand that your kiddo was sick. No big deal. But I definitely want to get back with you so that we can sit down and have a discussion a little bit more about Advocare. And I want you to hear some of these incredible insights about what Advocare has to offer and how to get to that advisor level, which is what they talked about at training on Saturday. So those are some tips and insights that I have for you guys about power of promotion, really focusing on WIFM, and letting them know that your heart is for them and that you desire to have them there with you. That it's, you know, instead of sending it out on Facebook, like really picking up the phone and letting them hear your voice, your excitement, your enthusiasm about where you're going, your family's going with Advocare. So, you have ideas?
Yeah, and really, you know, Lori and I must have learned a lot from the same people, because the things that she was talking about in promoting anything, an event or a meeting or a getting together just to share Advocare for the first time with somebody, a lot of those things are the same things that I say. I may say them slightly differently, but there's a few key things that I want to just reiterate and basically review what Lori said. One of the things that she said is it's about kind of sharing your heart with them, of what you would like. And so I actually love the phrase, I want you to see the details of Advocare. So I followed up today with somebody in person who was supposed to call me back, and that usually doesn't work like that. Usually people don't call back if they say they will. So I know I have to. I actually called back, didn't get any answer, and I was supposed to meet with him tomorrow. Some of you may have actually heard me talk about him. He works the mattress store that we bought our mattress at. And so I just decided I'm going to go by. It's on my way, and I knew he was supposed to be working today. So, and I knew that, you know, he couldn't run from my phone call. So I went by, and what I did is I actually just said, hey, I'm sorry we haven't connected by phone. So I gave him some grace, because he didn't call me back after I tried calling and texting. So that's fine. I give him some grace and let him off the hook because I don't want it to be an adversarial relationship. And I sometimes in these kind of cases, a man may go home and talk with his wife. His wife doesn't understand, and maybe in this case, maybe he didn't represent everything the way I might to his wife, and he might have actually suggested that she needed these products in a way that she might not have been happy about. I don't know. Whatever the case was, she had said no, she's not interested in talking. I said, hey, that's okay. Then let's you and I get together, because what I want to do is I just want to share the details of this with you, because remember I told you it may or may not be for you. And that's another phrase that Lori said, and I love that phrase. It may or may not be for you, but I know the products probably will be regardless. But I understand, and so let's you and I get together and I'll share some details with you. And then you can make a good decision as to whether or not, earning income and utilizing our success system can help. Because I say that because I had told him that we help people multiply their time, because we actually do work with the people that we're building this with, and they're not always present. And so anyway, I've had several conversations with him. So I set an appointment for Friday, and so I'm going to go and talk with him. And then he actually said maybe I can get my wife to come. I said, hey, if she comes, great. I'd love to meet her. If she doesn't, no big deal. Like I said, I want you to see some details. So those are a couple things that I'm just kind of reiterating what she said and giving you my take on it. One of the other things is that I like to, especially if it's something bigger, an event like Success School or Ladies Alive, or even a business opportunity meeting. Um, it wasn't something written on paper that ultimately got me to buy into Advocare. It was people. It was the I just saw a bird in the background. That's kind of neat. It was the people that we were around in at a success school, at our first trip that we earned with Advocare, at a couple of dinner appointments and lunch appointments that Rebecca had, the three-way party, the third party credibility. That's actually what really ultimately got me. And it took some promotion to get me to come and sit down to those things, because it required me to go somewhere outside of my home, outside of my normal daily routine. And here's what's really valuable and that I want you to take away from this is Rebecca and Daniel felt strongly enough about what they were doing and how it could add value for us as it had for them, that they took some risk and they did things like, hey, I really want you to meet so and so. So can you come? And Lori said, can you rearrange your schedule for Thursday evening? Because that's another tool of promotion. Can you rearrange your schedule? Because we know everybody's busy, so don't let them say that to you. Before they say, I'm really busy, and try to kill the conversation, say, hey, acknowledge that they're really busy. Is there any way you can change your schedule for Thursday night at 7 o'clock? I want you to come and see some of these details and I want you to meet some of the people, specifically this guy that I told you about and that girl that I told you about. They're going to be there, and I want you to meet them. And like I said, it may or may not be for you, but at least that way you'll have all the information. You can make a good decision. I was going to say that the last thing I wanted to add to this is the what if scenario. In other words, I don't want to say when all else fails, because I think that this is something that could come way before all else has failed. And especially when it comes to something big like a success school or a larger event is, hey, listen, let's say Joe is the person I'm talking to. Hey, Joe, let me just have you think about this for a second. Because something like this happened to me. What if you did go ahead and invest some hours this weekend, on this particular weekend, and all that you caught was one sentence from one speaker that you related to, and it caused you to come home and see this in a different way and do this in a different way. And over the course of the next year, you were able, because of something you learned at this event, because something similar happened to me, what if you were able to knock out all of that $26,000 of credit card debt you told me was eating your lunch? And what if, because you were able to knock that out, you were able somewhere during the course of the next year or two to be able to quit working overtime and give yourself 10 to 15 hours a week back to your family? What if that happened? Because I know it happened for me, and I know it's happened for a lot of other people. So I know it's possible that it could happen for you. And if it did, would investing one weekend or one 2 or 3 day period once, would it be worth it to you? If those things happen because of a result of something you learned or something you saw or something that you implement or some inspiration that you gathered, would that be worth it? And if so, is there any possible way you can rearrange your schedule and get to this event? Because I want you to see what we see, and I know if you do, it's going to be very powerful for you, and it's going to add a lot of value to your life and your family's life, like it has for our family. So those are some tips. I want you to. It may or may not be for you. Is there any way you can change your schedule for blank? What if you fill in the blank based on the conversation that you've had with them? And I believe that it should be very difficult for anyone to say no to you if that has been your approach, because you're not saying, I want you to buy 2 Kansas Park for $106. I want you to get involved in this so that I can be a 3-star gold. I want you to come to this event because I just really feel like I'd be successful if I got 2 people to commit to it. And oh my gosh, if you could just be one of them, that would be so awesome. Thank you. That would be great. I could check off my list. That's
Cute, babe.
People don't really thank you. People don't really respond well to that kind of stuff. But it's really hard to say no to somebody if all you've said is, hey, I want you to take a look at what we're doing, and it may or may not be for you. I just want you to take a look, and then I want you to make a decision based on your knowledge of the facts, whether or not it's something that would be good for you. So is there any way you can change your schedule and come with me and hear me out and meet this other person that I'm working with and see if it's a good fit? And if it is, great. I know you'll be as excited as we are. And if not, great. No big deal. I'll never talk to you about it again. So that's what I wanted to say.
All right. So the last thing that I want to cover real quickly is that the Disney incentive is still double for right now. So every single person that you get started as a PC, a distributor, or an advisor, that they have to have signed up since July 4th. Every single one of those guys counts towards your Disney volume, which is awesome. And all the volume that you put in with those guys. So, if they ordered a 24-day challenge and the volume is $195, that is going to be doubled. So all the volume between July 4th and August 15th is going to be doubled for Disney. So just remember that, this has been an incredible pay period, and here we go. We're launching into the next pay period. So as we launch into the next pay period, you guys have done a phenomenal job getting all these people started. That your job with them has just begun. So help them get incredible results when they're ready to place their next order. Be checking in with them so that they don't miss out on using great products. If their 24-day challenge is coming to an end, call them on day 20 and help them get that next set of products ordered. If they call you and say, hey, I've got a friend that's asking me about this, Spark, then get in front of that friend. Do whatever it takes to get in front of that friend, whether that means, hey, bring them to a nutrition workshop, or hey, bring them to a mixer. Or hey, I'll come to you. Let's set up a time that we can get together for coffee. So you guys continue moving forward, continue asking, who do you know that would love that would love to feel the way you feel? Who do you know that would also like to make an extra $100? Who do you know? As you move forward, because this is going to be our last pay period, this one that we're in right now, from now until August 15th, and it's a 3-week pay period, which is super exciting. So between now and then, is that right? It's not a 3-week pay period. It's a 2-week pay period, but the next one is a 3-week pay period. But anyway, so August 15th is the end of the double Disney points, and so just be thinking about that and moving forward. And we champion you guys. We challenge you guys to continue just charging on. You guys are doing such an incredible job, and we love you guys. We're proud of y'all, and we will talk to you again in the next couple weeks.
Take care.
Okay, bye guys.